a second. What we're talking about for tonight, the potential for severe weather, it's good, okay, thank you. What we're talking about is the potential for severe weather continues to be very high for the Tulsa area, so it's not over with. And we're lucky right now because we're not in the middle of a tornado here in Tulsa. But what I would like to show you, the bigger perspective here again, so that you can kind of see, we have a tornado watch in effect for a large chunk of the area, in fact the entire viewing area. And we have two major parts of the storm right now. One is north in Osage County, one is down along I-40 at this time. So these are the places that we're keeping our eye open for active weather. What could happen shortly, though, and I'm afraid that it's called fill in the gap, so to speak, as these start to move east farther, they have a potential where this gap is open for a developing storm very quickly. So we are feeling that around and west of Tulsa is a potential for tornadic supercells. So we do want folks to be aware of that. But it's right now I-40 down around Prague. That should be moving toward the Henrietta area. I'll show you what we have going on there, which I know has to be a tornado right now. Here's a look at what's going on. We've been issued now a tornado warning finally for Okfuskee County. Here it is. And just to look at what's going on with this, these are sharp, sharp winds. This is a big contrast, what we call shear. What this is telling me is that there's a high probability this is a tornado. This is close to the radar. This is right to the west of Cromwell. I feel that we have a tornado right in that area now. Tom, you got something else to add?
Travis, Alan is up in Prague, and he's going to head east towards Bowley in parallel with the mesocyclone from the north side and try to intercept it around Pima.
Okay, so Alan Crone, one of our meteorologists, obviously our morning guy, is out and running at this time. He is right in the areas just to the north of it, so it's real difficult where he is located in contrast to being just south of it. But this, for you guys down in this area, again, you need to be taking cover of Cromwell, Schoolton, Okemah. These are areas that are direct impact with a potentially large damaging tornado. We've already had a lot of damage from this, but this gives you an idea. I'm going to bounce out again. That's the storm we're talking about here south of Tulsa. That still has a life that could go for quite a while. And we're looking, and I was looking at some, it's probably still about another 60 miles before it starts to run into some soup or something that will help weaken it considerably. So it still can go and then gradually weaken as it gets toward maybe Muskogee County or eastern McIntosh County or eastern Okmulgee County. But for the next 30 minutes to an hour, this will still be a very, very active tornado supercellular storm. So we want you to be advised for that. Tornado warning continues in effect for the north side for that storm. Bartlesville, we're okay. We are going to watch what's going on here, but taking a look at what's happening a little bit further to the outside right now, and Tom has something else to add. Tom?
Travis, unfortunately, we're getting reports that one of the Dow units has crashed on the highway.
Oh, really?
It's being relayed to us through the Weather Service chat room. I'm going to try to get a hold of our contacts that are embedded with Vortex 2 and find out if that's true or not.
Okay, when you say Dow, that's called Doppler on wheels, for folks who are not familiar with that. And that is one of the main radars, is what they're thinking, which would be, again, the Vortex people. Tom will be able to tell you this, but they are so glued to safety because that's their number one thing, because they're out there trying to find out a bunch of data about what's going on with storms and all that. But the idea is that Tom was talking, and Nick Bender, we did a story on Vortex 2 about how they're all around these storms, but they do everything in their power to make sure they don't get in trouble. But it sounds like they might have ended up going into or getting into trouble. Let's go take a look at what's going on right now, Steve, if you have that. Did you say? And one is okay. And we have also, if storms move in, gotcha, if we start to have storms, this is what we want you to do. We have a place that you can go to if you have pictures you want to send in to us. We don't want you to get in the way of a tornado, but if you end up getting damaged or you have some reports, please go to pics@newson6.net. Pics, P-I-C-S, at newson6, that is the number 6.net. And then that gets relayed and thrown onto the website, and we can also share those with viewers as well. Tom has some additional information. Yeah, we did. Yeah. So that is key. One more time again for the storm that's down to the south. We're going to do a storm track on that. And Dick, I'm going to have you look at that storm up north in just a minute, if you would, up in northern Osage County. Here's the tornadic supercell. The rotation is still extremely strong. This will be going across southern portions right now. Okfuskee County. So the rotation is there. Let's see if the radar indications and skip markers are helping us out much. They are a little bit. Still, the shear is excessively strong, indicating a very high probability of a tornado. Movement now with the shear indicator is east at about 47 miles per hour. So that gives us a perspective of what it is. I'm going to put it right on the specific location now, so near Cromwell here a little bit. It's 6:29. 6:30 basically right now, and so what timing is, just in a minute it'll be in or south side of Cromwell, and then near Waletka at 6:54. So you have some time to prepare, but again in advance of it we have, so that gives you an idea of what we're looking at with this particular storm, and it's wrapped up on itself in these areas. Again, we have so many. I could get rid of a few things here, but we'll get rid of that so it's easier to see the storm. And I'm going to kill a little bit of lightning for now. So it's a little bit simpler. What we're looking at is right at Cromwell. This is the circulation. It's just wrapped up on itself here. And so that's the tornado right in here. And that is moving east-northeast. And that'll be taking it right into and around the Cromwell area and Waletka area in our viewing area. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Okmulgee County for the northern side of this storm. If you are, again, southern Okmulgee County, southern portions of Okfuskee County, you need to be taking cover. This is a very large, damaging tornado. Rain wrapped at this time because we can't seem to get our guys to see it at this moment, but that gives you an idea of what it looks like. All right, that's that storm. Let's go up to Dick Thoreau right now, who's on the north storm. And Dick, you're in northern Osage County. What's that?
It doesn't appear to be all that well organized. There is some circulation associated with it, but not as strong as what we've seen with the one you were just describing. But again, for the extreme northwestern corner of Osage County, there is a very, very strong storm that is moving through there. Again, we have tornado warnings on that. This is a radar indication. We've not had any confirmation of anything actually on the ground with this particular cell. And there you see I have a potential track on it. Again, moving rapidly to the northeast at about 50 miles an hour, maybe 60. That would put it in the Granola area at around 6:33 in just a few minutes. So if you folks there in Granola, it's moving in as we speak. You need to be taking your tornado precautions as we speak. And then moving on into adjacent areas of Kansas after that. So it would be rapidly moving across those extreme northwestern corner of Osage County, north of 4 Acre. So it's north of you folks there in the 4 Acre area. Likely has some hail associated with it. And also quite likely some very strong and gusty winds. Now, we're not seeing a really well-defined circulation on it as far as what the radar is showing us. However, this storm has come from an area that, again, right along the leading edge of the dry line in an atmosphere that could certainly produce a tornado if it isn't at this moment. So, again, this is a radar indication. There you see the very high wind shear associated with the purple would suggest the hail. The reds and yellows would suggest the potential for some very damaging winds. In fact, we're getting indications of wind shear up to about 100 miles an hour, or at least up to about 80 miles an hour or so. So obviously that can obviously cause some concerns as well. So just something for you folks to be keeping an eye on. We'll be keeping a close eye on this activity. Notice also that there are other showers and storms further south of that. These are not considered severe at this time, but there may be some small hail associated with those moving in on Burbank, Fairfax, back towards Pawhuska once again, Logany, Winona. Again, some fairly heavy cells, some occasional lightning and thunder associated with those. But those storms do not appear to be anything more than just that at this moment. Here's what it looks like on Warren Max. Give you a little closer view as we take a look there, and you'll be able to see again that the main part of the storm just around the Granola area, again north of 4 Acre, and moving again rapidly to the northeast on up towards Cedarvale, possibly Chautauqua, probably stay to the west of Chautauqua. So again, heavy rain, lots of lightning, quite likely some hail associated with it. And again, if there is a circulation or a tornadic circulation, it'll be on the southwestern flank. So you folks in Granola, as we speak, need to be taking your tornado precautions, and Travis just enumerated those just a moment ago. I can see how the radar is updating, and again, that would suggest that there is, again, a circulation right there, right around the Granola area. And again, this is a radar indication. We have not received any confirmation of anything on the ground. But you folks in Granola, that extreme northwestern corner of Osage County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. Now, folks, further south, down around Pawhuska, reposition the radar just a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. You can see you're getting, once again, some very heavy rain, quite possibly some small hail, some lightning from Burbank, over towards Pawhuska, down towards Logany, and then southward from there down towards the Winona area. But that, at this point at least, is not even considered as being severe. So that's good news. Now, the storm we had been watching that was had been tornadic that moved across Osage County earlier As now located way up around the Cherryvale, Kansas area. Here's Coffeyville, there's Cherryvale, so it's way up to the north. That storm is not even severe at this moment, so that storm is obviously weakened considerably. But we'll keep a close eye on that storm also, northern Osage County. Travis?
All right, thanks, Dick. Appreciate it. And again, Dick's covering much of the areas to the north and west of Tulsa. A couple of things. First of all, we mentioned that the Doppler on wheels of Vortex 2 had a crash, or that's what the reports were coming in. National Cable Channel reported that. They were wrong. It was a fender bender, but it wasn't a major event. So Vortex 2 is fine, minus the fact they had some scratches and some fenders maybe beat up a little bit. So good news is that